All right, welcome everyone. I've done so many of these recently where I can see everybody's faces, and I realize how much I actually prefer that. I love when I can see people's faces and feel connected, but I see there's 29 on here, so welcome, and I hope that what we share today is something that gets you as excited as it did me. So I'm just going to give a little bit of a kind of a backstory, I guess. When I saw all of our crazy numbers, March was so much fun, guys. It was so exciting to see all the rank ups, and even not just our team, but company-wide, like so many new emeralds and all of this fun stuff. It just really lit a fire under me again. Even though we were in the middle of moving, I couldn't help but get really excited. So that made me, I mean, there was some crazy numbers out there. I'm sure some of you have seen them. And even in our team, I feel like there was some crazy numbers. Like Clarita, you had some insane numbers in your group this month, like numbers that I've never personally been able to do at all. And so this is so exciting, and it's kind of a way to celebrate all of that. But it made me, it actually, for me, there wasn't even a minute of, like how is this possible? And I think part of that was because a year ago when Amy Paul came through Lancaster, she shared with us in Shelly's living room, and then she also did a Zoom the next day of what she does. And for me personally, it connected. So just saying that, I know that there's going to be people that will connect with different ways of doing things, different ways of duplicating. This one really connected with me, and I reached out to Amy Paul, and she was kind enough to share like her format that she does with everybody from the get-go. So I was excited about that, and that kind of got us to talking, and we decided we're going to share it with you all. So I'm going to try to talk slow enough that you guys can be taking notes, but it'll be recorded. And also I'm hoping to be able to put what she shared like in a file maybe on Shelly's team page for like refresher or whatever. Because sometimes it's easier, instead of watching something again, you can just go back and read it. So let me pull mine up. I have it on my phone here, which I couldn't memorize it all, sorry. But I'm going to get started, and then each of us are going to have something to share on these different steps. So I'm going to basically read to you what she said and then maybe add a little bit, but I want you guys to get exactly what she said. Even if it doesn't totally apply to us right now, it's something that I think is valuable no matter where you are in rankings, but it also, you can tweak it then for whatever works for you. So she has 7 initial steps, she calls them, to support new ambassadors on their Plexus journey. So this is when somebody has joined, and then she has 7 steps for them for success. So keeping it positive, making them realize that whatever we're doing here is for their success. She calls it 7 new ambassador steps. So that's the title for her steps. She says, make sure to mark your calendars and make sure you follow up. This is equipping your newbies for their first month on Plexus. And again, I think that first month, I know for me, my first month was super, that's what kind of lit me on fire, because it was the month that the iPad giveaway was. I got that. I got a bigger check than I expected. And there was no looking back from that point. So it wasn't like this period of floundering for me because of my first month. I really think that's what it was. So if we do that for each and every one, then we're helping them succeed in the long term. We're going to help them achieve health goals as well as business goals, because if we are helping them on that first month get their products, take them consistently and all of that, then it's health and business combined. So step number 1, after they enroll, make sure to show them their back office or schedule time to do it. Now, again, I love that we could be able to do it virtually like this online. If I have somebody that's joining on in California or in Pennsylvania, I can do it online. But also if there's somebody local, get together with them and actually show them, step by step how to work through their back office. And that includes their convenience order as well. Show them how to order, where they can go shopping, and where the backup order is. And where to edit their backup order date so that it does ship out the next month on the same date, helping them understand all of that. So that's step number 1, really becoming familiar with your back office. And I think sometimes we forget how intimidating it is. Like when people have this website, do they know that they have a back office that they order from that's different than what their customers see? And when their customers go shopping, it's going to look different than when they go shopping. So that's part of the step number 1. Step number 2, ask them to post a short 2-liner on Facebook that I have written for them. And we've kind of incorporated this already. We've talked a lot about this already. But she has something that she will send them so they don't have to make it up. It's easy so that they can copy and paste, something like this. I'm so excited to finally have ordered my Plexus products. I keep hearing how my friend, blank, whoever that is, got relief from X, Y, and Z. And now I'm ready to feel these benefits too. Who wants to join me? Or let me know if you'd like to learn more about these all-natural supplements. That's all that it is, like just a very short blurb on there. Make sure to include a picture to grab people's attention along with the post, and then tag your upline so they can give you some love in the comment section. And that I had not thought of before, actually tagging your upline in the post so that automatically they see it and it's there and they can comment and, you know, show their love there. As soon as people comment then and ask for more info, then you have them start the 3-way private message with you and them and their potential. So now you're putting them into a message that has 3 people. It includes the upline, the sponsor, you, and your potential. And she also has something to copy and paste for that message. Something like, hi, and you acknowledge them, say their name. I've included my friend, who would be the upline, because she's been doing Plexus longer than me and is a wealth of knowledge. I wanted to make sure I got you all the right information, so just ask away. I'm going to learn right alongside you. And then your upline will take over. So again, it's acknowledging that you're learning with them. It's not an intimidating process. They're not asking questions that are going to make them look dumb. And you're handing the reins over to your upline, who has been doing it longer than you. So that was step number 2. Step number 3 is sending them the video toolbox. Now the video toolbox is something that she sent to me as well. It's basically 4 videos that she asked them to watch. I think 2 or 3 of them are products, and it's basically just the triplex. It's Ame Darling's triplex ones, getting them very familiar with the probiotic, the slim, and the BioCleanse. And then it's Melissa Eichenhorst's Learning as You Grow video, I think, and one other one. So there's 4 videos total that she calls the video toolbox. And she has that in her phone that she just sends to everybody that joins on. So that's step number 3. And some of those, like the product ones, are ones that she says, go ahead and send these to your friends who you think could use it as well. So she's also giving these ambassadors information that they can pass along to their potentials. So that's step number 3. And step number 4 is tell them to message me when their products come so I can send them directions. So this is all something that she's doing with her new ambassadors before their products even get to them. So this person joins on, and this might be happening in the next day or 2. And then as soon as their products come, they're supposed to be in touch with her. So as soon as I have somebody joined on, in the next day or 2, I do steps 1, 2, and 3. Step number 4 is just to remind them that when their products get there, to send me a message, and I'll go over like what I would just help them with dosages. Again, we can't give exact dosage amounts, but you just kind of tell them, I guess, what you would recommend starting slow or whatever, all of that. So that's step number 4. And I'm going to let Shelly take over step 5, 6, and 7. Those will be the 7 steps. And then Shelly, you can go ahead and introduce the next person.
Okay, so number 5 is send them the welcome letter with our team video, and we have pending in parentheses for a reason. A lot of us used to send out welcome videos, and I was just wondering, like, how many people, or sorry, welcome emails, because that's something that I did faithfully at the very beginning, because I felt like, you know, this was one way to stay connected and reach out to people who might not be on Facebook, because we do have to acknowledge that not everybody is on social media, and we still want to keep in touch with them. So, but I was thinking about this when, you know, looking over Amy's notes, that this is something that I've kind of let fall by the wayside. My own personal story with that is when I joined Plexus, I got the welcome email from Plexus Corporate, And then I got this other email from James and Shoshana. I didn't know who was sending these videos at the time. And then I got another welcome email, and I referred back to those emails a lot. And then later when I got to know who my sponsors were, because I didn't join with someone that I knew personally, it was fun and funny to look back and read those emails. But those were really comforting to me. Like, I don't know about you, but stuff that comes into my inbox, I will save and refer back to it. I'll be like, when I have a minute to sit down, or when I want to refer back to something, I'll go to those emails. So as I was looking over this, I remembered how impactful that was for me. Hopefully the welcome emails we sent out, the first 2 years, I did a lot of that. Hopefully that was the same way, did the same thing for people who joined our team. And it doesn't matter if, someone's joining on my third level, let's say I'm sending them an email. They're upline, two people up is sending them, and they're direct sponsors. That's 3 welcome emails. I don't think that's too much as far as encouraging them, letting them know kind of who we are, and something they can refer back to. So those are just a little bit of my thoughts there. And so there are a couple of ways you can do emails that are, write up something simple, short. You can tell your story, a little bit of the story. And the one thing that, when I was talking to Amy as well, she was saying that they were wanting to create a new, like a little video insert into their emails, just because, like Zoom calls, you get to see people's faces and it really connects you that way. So I feel like I need to learn a little bit of technology on that, but maybe we have some smart people on our team and we can help each other out and learn how to insert those little videos into our welcome emails. But that's definitely something I would want to get back to, and would encourage each of you to do that as well. All right, and then number 6 is add them to the team pages. And we talked a while back about this with, add them to if you already have a team page going, definitely add them there. But also tell them, you've got great support, great upline in this business. And if you don't mind, I would love to add you to, let's say someone on Clarita's team. I'm going to add you to her team page because she's got a whole wellness village going there. Lots of great support and encouragement, and people seeing the excitement of each other just spurs them on. And then there is the Plexus Bless team page, and then there's the biz page, and each one, of course, gets bigger as you go up. And they can choose, to be in those or not, but I would just encourage you to let them know that it's there and add them, because there's so much. I remember sitting and watching what was happening in that big group page and realizing that, oh my goodness, someone who joined the same time that I did was making these rank ups, and they were getting new customers, and they were actually doing this. And this person over here that I didn't really know, I kind of knew her from afar, oh my goodness, she was going gold and senior gold. And it just spurred me on to know that these are real people who are reaching real goals. And I think that's a huge power of the team pages. So add them, add your people to those. Sorry, what I supposed? Let me get my notes here. Okay, I'm going to pass it on. I think, Mary June, can you tell me who's next? I don't have my notes pulled up.
Yeah, actually, there's one more step there, but she did mention in number 6 about the customer page as well. I just wanted to mention that. Because,
okay, go for it.
Yeah, the customer page, she says adding them to the team page, and then she has a customer page to add potentials to. And just wanted to throw that out there because Michael is going to cover that a little bit more after you're finished with step 7. There's one more step then, and then, yeah, Michael will go after you.
Okay. And did you want to say something? Did you have something else to say about the team video?
No, no, more than, I just wanted to hear your thoughts on that, because I remember her mentioning that, and I couldn't remember exactly what she said, but I remember what you said now about putting inserting a little clip of their faces and the value behind that. And yeah, you said exactly what she said. That's what I was.
Okay. All right. All right, let me go back to my notes here. Okay, so the next thing that Amy has going, I think she does this constantly, at least she was like a year ago when we were talking about it, and actually still, a couple months ago. So they have this 4-week training group where it's easy to learn about the products and learn from other ambassadors and the training that they have there. So we haven't been doing like 4-week training groups, but we've been making available to you all the Know and Grow. We did that in January, and then the Silver and 7 in February, and then again Know and Grow, and again the Silver and 7. So we're planning to do that every other month. The one is a little bit more product focused, and the other one is a little more business focused. How to get to silver, how doable that is, the rewards of that, and just the nitty gritty, simple, but it takes consistency in doing them, the IPA, the income producing activity that is required for growing a successful business. So I hope that you all are taking advantage of that and putting your new, asking them, but encouraging your new ambassadors to jump into those and learn, because those, I feel just with the consistency that if we do that every other month, people are going to be able to refresh and learn and get excited and grow with that. So if you're new this month, there's still time to join the Silver and 7. We just started on Monday, and there's no pressure to do each assignment, every day. I mean, that's what we'd like to see, but if you're a little bit behind and want to catch up, go for it. So yeah, if you have anything more to say on that, Mary June, I would love to hear it, but that's kind of what I had for that.
No, I love that. And I think, again, just a reminder that people that have just joined, when they see things like Silver and 7, when they see things like Know and Grow, we can't just assume that they know exactly what we're talking about. So explaining to them what these groups are and how valuable they are and why it would be beneficial for them to join them, and how, it's a group of other people that have just joined as well. Again, it's that team culture and that connection. So yeah, just remembering kind of how it felt when you first got started and how exciting it was, but how intimidating it was if things weren't explained, or, what does silver mean? That sort of thing. So yeah, I love that.
Yeah, so true. Okay, so next, Michael, were you gonna, sorry, did I even say your name right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Are you gonna share next about your page?
Yes, so I can't take credit for this page, because I think this is the importance of putting people in these groups so that we can connect with our sidelines. So Trisha Reger and Caitlin Bender gave me this idea. So it's all them, but I'm just going to tell you about it. So what I was doing at first was an awful lot of copy paste, send this article to this person, and had no idea, like, it wasn't duplicatable. It was really hard. It took a lot of time because I was doing the same thing over and over and over again. And I know that my team couldn't do that. So they said, start this customer page. And that's what I did now. So we tell everybody, when you do a Plexus post, as soon as somebody comments or likes or asks you what's Plexus, go back to them and say, oh, I'm so glad you asked. We actually have this fabulous page, and I'm going to throw you in there and tag you in information. And it's such a wonderful group where you can grow and learn. And we are just educating people about health and about what Plexus can do for you. And so that has been fabulous. I honestly think that is a huge game changer, because that's easy and that's duplicatable and everybody can do that. So now our whole team has access to that, and it has made it so simple. Add and tag. That's what I tell everybody. Get that group, connect with some sidelines, and add and tag. And that's duplicatable, and that's what we're going for. So that's why I love that.
Awesome. And Michael, can you talk a little bit about the Zooms? I know there's other people doing that. Michael just came to mind because I think, Michael, you said 5. I think we've done more than 5 in the past week. I think we've done since Black Friday. We did like 2 a day on some of the days. Anyway, talk about a little bit about the format that you do with that, like with the Zoom, and how it's been for you. Like, has it been effective at all?
I love it. First of all, Mary June, we have had a fabulous time. We have, okay, I just have to say, I'm gold, and I'm learning everything. So please, I'm just learning everything, and I've made every wrong mistake that you could possibly make. And yeah, it's still awesome. So the first thing that I say is, it's the whole get somebody, as soon as you sign somebody up, get them, or even before, get potentials on a Zoom. That is fabulous. Encourage your ambassadors to get 3 to 5 people on a Zoom with you, and don't make it optional. It can't be optional, because if I call my friend and I say, I kind of want you to be on this Zoom with me, but they're going to say no. They're going to say, I don't have time for that. And if they're over 35, they're going to think Zoom is some kind of technological beast that's going to eat them alive, right? Am I right? Because, that's what it was for me. When Amber said, get on a Zoom, I was like, well, I barely know how to turn on my computer. This is not going to work. So you guys can do it. Trust me. You can do it. Get those Zooms rolling. And here's what I say. Make it all about them, because it really and truly is about them. Here's what I do. I say, hey, I know we've been talking about Plexus. Oh my goodness, you have got to get on this Zoom with my friend Mary June. She has a fabulous story. She is going to encourage you so much in your health. The things that she has gone through, I know it is just going to bless you so much. And it's true. She blesses people all the time with her story. And if somebody's having problems with detox, you've got to get on with my friend Mary June, because she's been through the same thing and she can help you. And I really want to, and here's what I say to my new ambassadors. I say, it's something that I require that you do, because I want you to be successful. And you're only going to be successful if you're using these products correctly and if you get connected. So that's how I get them there, first of all. And it's the same thing that Amy Paul said. Okay, 2 o'clock tomorrow. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay, 3 o'clock tomorrow. Okay, 8 o'clock tomorrow. And you just keep going. And you show your excitement and enthusiasm. And they're going to be excited, because that's caught, not taught, right? So if you are super excited about getting on your Zoom and you know this is going to bless them, then practice in the mirror if you have to. But put your game face on and go do it, right? So then the very first thing we do in the Zoom, out the door, I try to do, I don't always have something written up because they're all a little bit different, but right out the door, of course, we do introductions, and then I tackle health and business right away. I say, Plexus is amazing because it is a wonderful group of people who are taking back our health and taking back our finances. Because I know you are just like me, and you go to bed worrying about how in the world you're going to get out of debt and how in the world you're going to pay for your kids' college. And this company is fabulous. Not all comp plans are created equal. And if you've had that experience before like me, I know about that. So we're going to talk about that later. But first, I want Mary June to share her story, because she is just going to bless your heart, right? Okay. And then Mary June walks through her story and her health testimony. And if you don't have a Mary June with an amazing testimony, then know what your story is. And then know somebody else's, what do they say, 2 other stories that you can just pull up and tell. And if they're not your personal friends, if you don't have enough of those yet, and I know a lot of you have incredible testimonies, then find somebody and tell them about that. And then throughout that process, while she's sharing, I'll kind of raise my hand and ask a question, or tell me why Plexus is different from everything else that you ever did before. Because everybody's tried something, right? And it didn't work. So I want to know what makes Plexus different, right? And then we get questions too. And I should say, before we, of course, ask them, why are you here today? What are you really hoping that Plexus can help you with? What do you really need help with? And we talk with them, and then that's just a great connection time.
There's some tears sometimes.
I know. Oh man, isn't this a ministry?
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
This is unbelievable ministry. The stories last night, I've been praying for that family all day. Let me see. Okay, Mary June does something, and I love this. She talks about the story about her mom, your mom, and the fact that my mom always said, and I know it's a true story, that if something really connects with you in your spirit, then that's the sign that you should really give something a try. And I love that, because you can kind of see people's lights going on their head, oh yeah, that just connected with me. Oh, what she said there just connected with me. And I love how, I think that's so powerful. And then we do talk about, I want all of my people to be prepared about detox. So we totally talk about detox, because I know it's going to, especially the more sick their guts are, that's going to happen. And I don't want them to be shocked. So we cover detox, talk about how that we're going to keep in connection with them, in communication, and not leave them alone. And that's kind of the health part. And then I go into the business side. And I try to be very real and vulnerable and tell them that for the first time in 16 years, I don't have to check my bank account before I go grocery shopping. That's how much this has changed my life. That's financial freedom, right? It doesn't always mean the biggest and best of everything, but it means, you know, that you have grocery money. That's huge. That's life changing. And I tell them that there are other people out there just like me, hoping that something can come along where they can be that stay-at-home mom or start a business on the side to help that too. I love to touch on stats. I love stats because they're mind-blowing. So if you all don't know a few network marketing stats, look them up. But the whole thing where there's no more American dream anymore, that 40 hours a week for 40 years and retire and have an awesome pension plan, that's gone. And so we need something. But do you want to buy a business? If you go try to buy a Dunkin' Donuts, it's $500,000. Who has that? And then you have to hope that employees show up without being on drugs. And my family has brick and mortar businesses, so I talk about all the struggles of that. And then, of course, $34.95. You can join this business for $34.95. And that's where I just talk about the differences between, okay, if you just want to buy a probiotic or Slim, you probably need to be my preferred customer. And here's what I require. If you want to be an ambassador, if you really, truly want to heal your gut, then you need the Fab 4, nothing less, right? The Triplex and the multivitamin, because that's truly going to heal your gut. So why waste your money on anything else? Also, if you're just thinking about 30 days, forget it. Just go get on a drug, stay on your drug, because this is not about quick fix. So make sure they know in that first Zoom that this is not about quick fix. You have to be committed. It probably took you 30 years to get this unhealthy. It's going to take you 30 years to get right. Not 30 years, but okay, hopefully it won't take you 30 years to get right. But you know what I'm saying. Put those expectations where they truly should be. And I talk about how we're such a fast food microwave society and we want everything fixed now, but that's not the way God created our bodies to be. $34.95, so you can get the best price for that. You can be a wholesale ambassador. And the only thing that I require of you, if you're going to do that, is that you're be willing to share. And we're not going to leave you by yourself. We're going to hold your hand. In fact, I'm going to tag you in exactly the words that your first post should be. And then those people, and we just talk about that process that you already talked about. But I try not to even make that's not optional, because really that is what an ambassador is for. It's to share. And I said, if you're not willing to share, and I didn't do this at the beginning, I'll say, but I'm learning as I go, so I've just instituted that. Like, if you're not willing to share with 3 to 5 friends, then you probably just need to be a preferred customer for now. Yeah. So, and then I talk about how great our group is, how that we are not going to just send you out to the wolves, that our group is amazing, that you are going to be so blessed by connecting with these women, because I have been. So is that pretty much, can you think of anything else, MJ, that we do?
No, that's a great overview. And as you can see, I mean, she just draws you in. And I think you're so thorough. Like we often joke, we have a hard time keeping it short, but when people start saying stories, you don't want to cut them off either. So you want to have maybe a time frame, but if people are going to talk and this is their one time that they're connecting, let them go and kind of go with it. I think that's very important as well. So yeah, that was great, Michael. Thank you.
I love what you said about like light bulb moment for me, okay, 3.5 years later. But yes, people can join for wholesale, but they are called an ambassador. And so it's for a reason. Your ambassadors share things and are part of the group for a reason. So I love that.
And Michael, you make it very clear. Like, she'll say, it's great to just take our probiotic if that's what you decide, but then be a preferred customer.
Exactly.
Don't join on for wholesale prices if you're just going to get a bottle of probiotics every month. So I love that she does that right up front. And I don't know if you have the exact statistics on this, but it's been seeming like a lot of the people that we're doing Zooms with are joining on within the next day or two, or at least within the week. Is that not right, Michael?
Yes.
Yeah,
that's about right. I mean, some people still want information and take it slow as potentials that I'm still following up with, but it's so huge. I think it's so huge to get that connection right away. Oh, I will say one thing that I think we did wrong, or I did wrong, was okay, so we're doing so many Zooms. Let's just kind of merge your couple of potentials with my couple of potentials. And no, don't do that. It wasn't like horrible, but I just think it's very divided. Your focus is divided. and it's just harder. I think the more personal these are, and the more you can focus on just so-and-so and her friends, or just my potentials, is much more powerful.
It does take a lot more Zooms. Like we have, like I said, you know, we've been doing a couple a day, and as it grows, it may be even like we talked about, like 6 to 8, where we do a couple every hour. But it's true. I think it's worth doing it that way instead of doing one big Zoom with all of these people, because again, people are intimidated. They're not going to ask the questions. They're not going to whatever. So short, smaller, more intimate Zoom seems to be working better for us. Yeah, I agree. So thank you, Michael. All right, Clarita, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Man, this was amazing. I wish I've been in this to about 2.5 years, and Michael, you're talking like a diamond. I feel like I'm listening to a diamond talking, because you're so confident, and what you have is given by, you know, your experience, but also your passion. And I just love that so much. And I was just thinking, sitting here listening to you, and I was like, I wish I would have known this stuff when I joined 2.5 years ago, because I think it gives us as ambassadors such a confidence and just a great toolbox to have. So hang on just a second. He does have it on underneath his sweater.
Just like that video that went around on Facebook, right? With the international. Yeah.
That's the business, right? It's right in the middle of my kids. He was worried because he thought his little brother had a matching shirt on and he didn't see it, but it's underneath his brother's little sweater. So like, big deal. Oh, okay. So I'm going to talk about the first month follow-up. So say you've been on this Zoom, you've signed up your ambassador, they're excited. Now what? So you add them to the groups, you add them to the team pages, but then what? I feel strongly that as an ambassador, you have a very big responsibility to that new person that joined. You are their support, and they're looking to you for guidance. So they're excited, but they also probably feel a little bit like, okay, so now what? So we're not going to leave them hanging, right? We are going to give them the best support that we can. So, all right, we're starting right away. Day 1 is their sign-up day. They're joined as an ambassador. You send them a quick welcome, either text message or phone call or Facebook message, and you say, hey, congratulations, you're a Plexus ambassador. Welcome to Plexus. Whatever you want to do. You don't have to tell them even that much, but you welcome them warmly and sincerely. And what I think is so important too is some copy and paste are really good. And I feel like the examples that were given earlier today were really, really good. But as you interact, make it personal to you. I feel like when I first joined, I was, I didn't know quite how this all was. Like, so suddenly had a business and I wanted to be like professional and everything. So I feel like I went a little bit too much like, kept it very professional and a little formal. That's not me. Like, I use a couple exclamation marks sometimes and I'm like, yay, I'm so excited. And like, that's me. If that's not you, don't use a bunch of exclamation points. Don't use all this, you know, gushy if you're not gushy. But if you're like, are that kind of person, be genuine to you as you interact with your people, because they want that. And I think that's the beauty of network marketing, is that people want that personal touch. They want that friendship that is built as you're like, oh my goodness, like I was outside too and I'm so excited about the warm weather. So like, we'll connect when you have a chance. Like, be excited, but be real, and don't feel like you have to put on this professional persona as you interact with your people, because I feel like that's something I've really grown in as I see, like, you know what, be who you are to the people you interact with. So day 1, they join, send them a little welcome. Day 3, send them the Candida die-off document or a detox document and a little message about it. So this is just kind of like, you know what, this might be what you expect, especially if someone has had health issues relating to gut or yeast issues. They need to be prepared that they will have some of these things. Detoxing is also known as the Herxheimer reaction in more professional medical terms. Sometimes that rings a bell for people. I'm pretty sure Shelly has a document in her team page about die-off, detoxing. There's files in my team page about that. Mary June, I'm sure, has that too. So send them a document about that and just say, hey, you know what? You might have some of these. If so, like, I'm here just to walk you through it, and we'll make sure you have the best results from it. And also tell them it's not a bad thing. This is one thing I always tell my people: detoxing is not a bad thing, because you want these things to get out of your body. You don't want them stuck in, but sometimes the process, you want your body to be able to keep up with it. So that's what's happening, basically. All right, day 7, send them a video and troubleshoot dosages of products. So this will vary per person on the dosage amounts. And like Mary June said, we just say, I suggest that this is what you do. We don't give, formal, we're not pharmaceutical people. We just say, this would be maybe a good thing for you to start with. I love to send them a short triplex video, because I pretty much start all my people on the triplex, send them a video, get them excited about what they're taking. There's some great triplex videos, and I like to send them kind of a short and sweet one. There's a couple that are about 3 to 5 minutes long, and I love those because they keep people's attention, but it's not like this overload of information where they're like, whoa, I don't quite understand all these different things. It's just nice and sweet. So that's at 1 week at day 7. Day 14, send them another video. And I'm just going to give you some recommendations. As you send them a video, say, hey, I just know I thought of you as you're starting your products, and I just think it's so important to learn about the products, to learn about health. I just know that I love to know what's happening in my body. I love to know what's happening in health, and I just thought you might like that too. And people kind of using phrases, oh, I thought you might like that too. They feel included. They feel thought of. Ame Darling is one that I send her videos to so many people. I think it's Jennifer Pickens, or is that her name? Pickens or something. She's a dietitian. She has some really good videos. Lori Harrison has some really good videos on fungus and yeast issues. Kristen Abart on the plexusu.com has a really good gut health video on why gut health is even important. There's so many videos, and I think Mary June said she's actually getting a list of videos together that Amy Paul uses as well. And so we're going to make sure you guys get this too. But know that there's so many great things available, and you have this huge arsenal and toolbox available to you guys to give your people. Okay, so that's day 1, day 3, day 7, day 14, and then follow up one more time after their backup order goes out. So this is about after 1 month, and then follow up about once a month after that. And I'll just say, like, I've actually tried to do a lot of this stuff in my time as an ambassador, but like sometimes I just have fallen off the bandwagon. Like, whoa, I haven't been in touch with someone for a really long time. This is so embarrassing. Like, how do I? But you know what? If you do that, if it's been a little while, just say, you know what? I'm so sorry. It's been a while since I followed up, but I just wanted to be in touch. Just wanted to send you this because I was thinking of you. It's never too late to follow up again. And also, I think Amy Paul mentions, fill out a calendar with your new people. On day 3, write down the person's name that you need to contact or send a video. I know I have an Erin Condren planner, and my planner is my brain. Like, I have to have a planner, or I feel like I don't even know what's happening in my own family. Like, it's bad. But write down, if you have a planner, this helps it go. You don't have to keep track of it in your own head. You write it down, and then each day, each week, you look up, evaluate your week. What do I need to do now? What do I need to do today? And it's right there without you feeling like, oh man, I'm sure there was somebody I was needing to be in touch with, but can't remember who it was. So just some little things like that. Using a planner or a printout calendar, you can find those online, and writing out your month of just, you know, even if you want to do like follow-up people and Zooms that you just write on the separate paper. Do what works for you. You don't have to follow someone else's strategy, but do what works for you. But most important thing, make sure these brand new ambassadors get off to a great start, because they came to you because they trusted you. because they saw something in you that they wanted to join. So we have a responsibility to give that to them, to walk beside them, to show them their excitement wasn't just that one time back in the past. Like, it actually can grow, and they can, they have a reason to stay, not just join, but to stay. So that's my little thing about the follow-up. So I'm going to turn it back over to Mary June.
Thanks, Clarita. And yeah, I was thinking about that even earlier when you were talking about being genuine, how one of the reasons to be so genuine is because there was a reason they picked you to join under. And if you're going to now be somebody else to them, you know, yeah, the message is just mixed then. So they picked you for a reason. Be yourself, be you, be genuine, include them into your circle because they chose you for a reason. So I love that so much. Shelly, do you want to go over a little bit what it looks like? Maybe because I know some of us have some Amish connections, what it would look like if we'd be sitting like at a sip and see and we would be presenting it that way instead of on a Zoom. I think Amy Paul actually gave some things to do about that when she was in town, if I remember right.
Yeah, so, you know, sometimes we do events and even like Zooms. I remember talking with her about Zooms and sip and sees. And the important thing is, so we've shared all this passion and this excitement. And I just did a sip and see last night with Christina. I don't know if she's on the Zoom today, but she had asked me to come and help because her upline is in Hawaii. And I think I saw Carla on here. So anyway, it was a great turnout. I was amazed. Like, it was a big crowd and we were in a pretty small house. And so she shared some, I shared some, and I just love getting in front of people because it just gets me so excited. You never know what their stories are or why they came. We had, I thought it was going to be an all Amish crowd, but there were just a few Amish people and then just lots of people that she's had, you know, in her life. Everything from, there were quite a few elderly people. And, you know, it was going through my mind, like, why are they here and what are they looking for? And so anyway, we shared and we're excited about what we were sharing. And then I was imagining a smaller group because that's where I have done it before. And then after you're done instead of saying, you know, give me a call if you're ready to do this, or, you know, let me know if you want to do this. Instead, turning it into a more, let's do this right now. Hey, I've got my iPad here or my computer here. Who wants to be the first to join? And, you know, I imagine that in a little bit smaller setting. Last night was bigger, but I still did say, hey, we've got our computers here and Christina's here. I'm here to help you sign up if you're ready to place your first order. And there were people who were ready to do that last night, and she followed up with some this morning. So anyway, but turning that, I feel like it's easy for people, maybe it's part of my culture, maybe it's some personality or introvert, I don't know. Maybe it's just being scared to make that final push. But, you know, after we've shared so excitedly, it's easy to think, oh my goodness, you know, what do I do now? Well, just take that next step and say, who's ready to join? Who, you know, does someone have a question? You know, maybe I can help you answer this. And then you're ready to go. But like just taking that initiative to say, I'm here, I'm ready to help you sign up. Mm-hmm. So, and yes, I've done that. Like I've done that around my kitchen table. I feel like when they're my people, I'm much more like that. And then also Amy talking on Zooms, that's what she would do as well. Like if you guys are doing your Zooms with potential, saying, okay, who wants to be the first to sign up? I'll call you right after this is over and we'll help you through the process. Mm-hmm. So just, I don't know if that's helpful for anyone, but for me, I just feel like I even still need reminders in being, in making it complete, because I've shown them all my cards, I've shown them how excited I am, and I need to assume that they're just as excited now as well because I've given them the vision, right? And to help them complete that.
And I think one question to ask is, who do you know? I think Amy Paul talks about that, but I think even Plexus Wide and Michael does a good job at that. Like, I'm sure you know people or are thinking of people as we're talking here who do you know? And then they can start thinking about, oh, okay, well, if I do know these people, it does make sense for me to join on, because if I'm going to be telling them about it, I can benefit from it. So the who do you know question, just bringing that in over and over. Yeah, wow. Okay, this was so much fun. And I think it was packed with so much information. I will definitely post this I'll post it on the Biz page, the recording. And then back to the video toolbox, I will put that on the team page as well. Shelly, would you rather have it in the files, or do you want me to post it on your team page?
You can post it on the page, or both, but it'd be nice if it would be up where people can see it.
Okay. Yeah, maybe put it in the files then for easy referral if people want it. But it basically is just like 4 links to videos that she recommends them to watch, and you can either send those through that first month follow-up, or send them in your welcome video and then find other videos to send along, like as supplements to that. But yeah, so just a huge thank you, I guess, to Amy Paul again for just giving this to us, and all of you guys for being willing to share. I'm excited, and we had a pretty good crowd on here, so hope that everybody can send it along to people they think of. I will try to put it in I don't know, it might be too big to put on straight on as a Zoom, but I might put it on a YouTube link, and then that can be something that you can easily put even into your other team pages if you want to. So, awesome. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, Mary Jean.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yep. See you, everybody.